The golden light of sunset spills through the curtains of our cozy living room, illuminating framed wedding photos that capture our smiling faces. My husband hands me a steaming cup of tea, his laughter mingling with the soft jazz playing in the background. Everything feels warm, safe, and permanent, like this happiness is etched into the very walls of our home. But even as we clink glasses over dinner, I don't yet know how fragile this perfection truly is. At our favorite cafe, where the smell of roasted coffee beans and cinnamon hangs in the air, my best friend reaches across the table to squeeze my hand. We've shared every milestone since college. Breakups, promotions, even my wedding day. Her laughter rings familiar as she teases me about my latte art skills, and for a moment, life feels simple. Little do I know, her other hand is already tracing text messages to my husband beneath the table. It starts with stolen glances, my husband's eyes lingering on her a second too long at dinner parties. Then come the late work meetings that coincide with her sudden unavailability. Tonight, as she adjusts his tie with practiced fingers, I notice how his jaw tightens at her touch. The champagne flute in my hand suddenly feels heavier, the bubbles now tasting like warning signs. Rain streaks down the cafe window like tears as she slides a white plastic stick across the table. The two pink lines blur before my eyes. "It's his," she whispers, her voice swallowed by a clap of thunder. My hands tremble around my iced coffee, the condensation mimicking the sweat on my skin. The cheerful cafe music now sounds grotesque as my world fractures into before and after. Our bedroom feels like a courtroom at midnight. "You're imagining things," my husband scoffs, pacing near our unmade bed. His reflection in the mirror won't meet my eyes. When I mention the due date, he freezes, just for a heartbeat, but it's enough. The man who once wrote me love notes now fans the flames of doubt, and I realize I'm married to a stranger. His phone lights up on the bathroom counter, her name flashing like a neon sign. The hotel confirmations in his email inbox all match her girls' weekends. But it's the photo that stops my breath, them tangled in sheets I recognize from our honeymoon. The sink's running, and as water overflows onto my wedding band, I finally understand how something so solid can slip away so easily. Glass explodes against the wall as my scream echoes through our apartment. "How long?" I demand, watching them flinch in unison. Their synchronized hesitation tells me everything. My best friend clutches her barely there bump protectively, while my husband reaches for me with hands that now feel contaminated. The vase I threw lies in shards, a perfect metaphor for our 3 broken lives. The wheels of my suitcase echo in the empty hallway. I take nothing we bought together, no shared books, no his and hers towels. Through the rain-streaked car window, our apartment building shrinks in the rearview mirror. At the stoplight, I peel off my rings and drop them into a stranger's coffee cup. The metallic clink is the period at the end of our love story. My new apartment's bedroom smells of fresh paint and loneliness. The therapist says it's normal to mourn a living husband. At 2 a.m., I trace the cracks in the ceiling while my phone buzzes with their joint apologies. Outside, a streetlight flickers like the last stubborn ember of a fire that once warmed me. I don't cry anymore. I just float in this limbo between betrayal and rebirth. 6 months later, I surprise myself by laughing at a joke my pottery classmate makes. Sunlight catches in the glaze of the bowl I'm shaping, imperfect but uniquely mine. The studio radio plays our song, but today it's just background noise. As I press my thumb into the cool clay, I realize this is what healing feels like. Not an erasure of pain, but the quiet courage to create something new from the pieces left behind.